Welcome to another Wasaga Candid Frank at the Beach. Today we find ourselves at Town Hall during an accessibility meeting. Councillor Dileo represents council. Let's meet these concerned and active members of our community.
My name is Borland. I'm the Deputy Clerk for the Town of Wasaga Beach. I'm also the staff resource person for the town's Accessibility Advisory Committee. The goal of the committee is to ensure that we remove as many barriers to people that face disabilities as much as possible, and that we support initiatives that help our community grow to meet these goals. So I kind of help liaise with the committee to get their action plans and goals for their term completed. They run the same term as council, which is 4 years, same from the election day to the next election. So we are here to help with encouragement of all businesses, residents, everybody to be as accessible as possible and get that message across.
Well, what I've noticed being here is that it's getting to be, every council in the country is becoming more directly connected to the people who are affected by the situation. Yes. So it must be very great for you to see the people coming out who need this personally, how it's personal to them.
Absolutely, and some of our members are people that face challenges and disabilities. So to kind of work with them and see what they face, it kind of opens your eyes up to day-to-day stuff when you're walking in other businesses or places to say, hey, like that aisle could be wider, that lip or edge or staircase could be more accommodating, and things like today we had a presentation on making Halloween more accessible for people who could use that, which I have not heard of yet, but what a great initiative to support and things like that I think that this council and the town is very supportive of getting across. And
people from the outside can contact here and come to these meetings and offer
absolutely
input.
Open to the public to come in and to listen, and to always, if they have a concern, they can reach out to me as the staff resource person to lay a concern about something that they might feel is not very accessible or anything else. Like, they can reach out, and we would absolutely either get them to the right place or bring that to the attention of the committee to address an issue that they might have.
My name is Heyduk. I'm chair of the Accessibility Committee for the Town of Wasaga Beach. I've been chair for 10 years, and it's a great committee. I've been on a bunch of other committees, but this is the most rewarding.
Tell me what it is that brought you to do this.
To make this beach more accessible. The accessibility in the beach was horrible years ago, so it's now becoming a lot more accessible. With the traffic lights, getting them extended so people can cross safely. With this new bylaw, hopefully we pass with the bicycles. Handicap parking spots, we increase them. So it's just a lot of things that, the Moby chairs, all that stuff, the Moby mats that people that have disabilities can get down to the beach. One quick story: we had a lady, she was dying of cancer, and Cal was the chair of that part of the, and they could make a wish foundation for kids. Well, this is a wish foundation for people that are sick, adults. Mm-hmm. And all she wanted to do was put her feet in the water. So they bought an ambulance to bring her down from hospice. She managed to put her in the water in Wasaga Beach. She died 2 days later.
Wow.
So we were able to fulfill that wish, and we wouldn't have had we not had the Moby chairs, the Moby mats, and that. So
these help getting you from hard surface through the sand to the water.
Into the water. Now we're waiting for a grant because we got to put wings out, because now once you get down to the water, you got nowhere else to go. So we got nowhere to park wheelchairs, so now we're waiting for a government grant so we can put the wings out, so when people get to the bottom, they go left or right and then park their chairs and go in the water.
Tell me how people can help outside of the committee. We know what the committee tries to do. We've met all the committee members.
If you see things that are not accessible to you, or if there's an accessibility issue, contact us. Contact me. Contact Laura at the town, and we'll address the issue. We don't... if people have got a concern, we will address it. It's something that we don't just sweep it under the carpet. So we will address it.
I'm Shelby Verkindt, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Accessibility Advisory Committee. My goal with joining the committee is to make the town a more inclusive and accessible community for all. My goals are to focus on accessible parks and paths to travel that are inclusive and accessible for everyone.
How important is it to get input from outside? And by outside, I mean within Wasaga Beach.
I think it's very important to get feedback from members of the public, whether they're a person with a disability or anybody in the community, that there is accessibility legislation that requires both consultation with the general public, persons with disabilities, and the community as a whole. But I think it's highly important to hear from members of the community firsthand.
I'm a member on that committee for, I think, maybe 8 or 9 years.
Tell me how you got involved.
We signed up for it, and we found so many things that are done for people with disabilities in all different cities, so we started applying it here. We find out what people need in the town, and then we progress together.
How important is it to have people in town approach you guys and help you to understand some of the issues?
I think it's wonderful. That's how you find things out.
Absolutely. So what do you like the most about doing this?
Everything. Finding out new things that help people more.
And do you have any examples of some of your favorite things, the
We
favorite
have
challenges?
The Moby mat. That was part of us. The curbs in front of the Shoppers Drug Mart in the beach. I think that's for the winter or the summer. They put curbs out so people in a wheelchair could just go right on the sidewalk. They didn't have to go on the road.
My name's Kerri Montgomery. I am just a volunteer member of the Accessibility Advisory Committee.
Today you brought something in as far as benches. What motivated you for that?
Well, if you drive around Wasaga Beach, you'll notice there's a lot of bus stops, for one, that do not have anywhere to sit. And with the buses coming, every half hour, that's a long time for somebody, even somebody healthy. It's a long time for them to stand. And we have aging demographic here. And we are trying to promote our transit system and people taking buses rather than driving. And we need to be able to have somewhere for them to sit, as well as it's a great town to walk around. And we have many trails, pathways, walking from beach to beach or whatever it is you want to do. But it is nice to be able to take a break now and again. And, without benches, we're forced to stand or sit down on the ground. And many of us, when we do that, we can't get back up. So
I spoke to a few of the members here where, they're actually challenged themselves. We've become more and more a community that wants to listen to people who have challenges. And how important is it for this committee to listen to people outside the committee to get more input as far as, what things can be done to make life not even easy, but possible for some?
Well, it's extremely important. We all have different challenges in our life, and we don't see everything. Like, the members of this committee cannot be, responsible for making the whole town accessible. So it's great to have other people provide their input, and we'll definitely do our best to try to eliminate any of those challenges.
Arlene, what brought you here and to be involved in this?
A friend of mine suggested I apply to become a part of the committee because I'm visually impaired, which I have been for almost 9 years now. I have no sight in my left eye, and my right eye is very weak. So I find some challenges that I was hoping, being on the accessibility committee, I could bring forward and maybe get some help with solving. And I'm enjoying being on the committee. I've already learned a lot about how we can change things and what they are doing to help make things better for people who need accessibility support.
And it's very important that the people who are actually challenged are involved directly in this committee. I think that's why it's important a person like yourself with your specific challenges gets involved. It helps you, I guess. Does it help emotionally for you to know that people like me are being listened to, heard, and considered when it comes to things that are being done in town?
Yes, exactly. It's nice to hear that they're looking at cutting down sidewalks, so that's easier for me because I've tripped over a lot of curbs. I do use a white cane, but there's still some challenges, and it's nice to know that there's a program in place that we're going to continue to make things more accessible and safer for everybody.
For Wasaga, I'm Candid Frank at the beach. If you want to contact us by email me at candidfrank@hotmail.com. Watch us and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Candid Frank Stanishi 1030, or message me on Facebook at Candid Frank Stanishi for any ideas or comments you have about the program. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time.